You have probably noticed that Father Matthew isn't here today, and you may be wondering why. For some of you haven't heard. Nicholas, his son, broke his femur yesterday and is in surgery now. So that's where the family is now. So Father David Lowell from St. Nicholas Church has graciously offered to fill in for us, and he'll offer the homily now. So keep all of us in your prayers.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Glory to Jesus. This is the Sunday in which we hear about the Last Judgment. That's this Sunday, and we tend to think of it in two ways. We think of it in the complete way, when all this sojourn on this earth is done, and everybody is called before the Lord. That's really what this gospel is about. And we also think about it in our own lifetime, when it's time for us to repose and how our own life will be judged. And I will be 75 on my next birthday, so I'm at the point in my life, my children are grown, I've had my career, I've done things. I have times, they're almost like moods, where I think I look forward to being beyond this lifetime. I look forward to that, and it brings me joy. And then I get into perhaps another mood, and I think, but next week would be inconvenient. I have a lot planned, and actually the next couple of months are pretty packed. And there's a lot I would like to do. Another year, and this is how we feel, because God has given us gifts. He's given us souls. He's given us capacities, and we feel like we are still learning to express and to make visible the gifts God has given us into the world. There are still things we need to do. So this is what God plants in our soul. And so we wish one another many years, many healthy years. We sing many years. May you have a long and prosperous life. And then, so that's one way that we think about it. We think about it in terms of our own life. And then there comes a time where all this sojourn into the knowledge of good and evil, into the fallen world, and the experience that we gather together, all the souls in all the different centuries. Paul tells us the saints wait on us. The work of God is not complete yet. There's more souls being born. But when all that is done, then comes the final judgment. And then from that stage, we move on to a new way of being, a new life. Gregory of Nyssa says that once we are perfected in this life, after the final judgment, then we go on to, then we're fit for purpose, and then no one knows. Then there's more that we can do. We don't know what that state is. But this final judgment we approach with both, sometimes it could be anticipation. Wouldn't it be great if you have to be in a certain mood to think this way, for to have this sojourn be concluded, and whatever it's for, it is the lessons are learned, the experience is acquired. And then there's other times where we dread it. It's something that is perceived as terrible, something you don't look forward to. And we hear it presented both ways in this, or when it was. He says, essentially, you did what was in your power to do to help me in the form, when you met me, in the form of others. He says, I was sick and you visited me. It doesn't say you healed me. You simply did what was in your power to do. God gives you reward for this. You weren't thinking of yourself. you were doing something for someone else. He says, I was in prison. He doesn't say, and you busted me out. He just says, and you visited me. You did what was in your power to do. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, you gave me drink. All what is in our power to do. So this is the scale of judgment to which we are held to. We are given talents, and we are asked to use them. We are asked to do what is in our power to do for the glory of God. And even as we get, sometimes I've been sick in bed and bored. I think, well, pray for people. We just do what's in our power to do. So that's the way in which the parable of the Last Judgment is reassuring. It's calming, except that then we think, and then we ask ourselves, am I doing what is in my power to do? Well, that's the question. That's the question.